Welcome back my YouTube channel Old Car Stories. Today, we take you on a journey back in time to explore one of the most iconic vehicles in automotive history. This car, Chevrolet Corvette 1952 United States of America, was in a unique place. The Second World War had ended, the economy was booming, and a new era of innovation was taking hold. Families were buying homes, roads were expanding, and cars became more than just a means of transport. They were becoming part of the American dream. It was during this fertile time that the seeds for one of America's most iconic cars, the Chevrolet Corvette, were quietly being sown. Chevrolet, by then, was a household name. Known for building sturdy, affordable cars for the average American, the brand was essential to General Motors' success. But as the American spirit began leaning towards speed, style, and luxury, there was a growing sense within Chevrolet that the company needed something different, something bold. In 1952, Chevrolet wasn't yet producing a Corvette, but the team at GM was thinking hard about how to create something that could challenge European sports cars. GIs returning from the war had brought with them a taste for sleek, nimble machines like MGs and Jaguars. Detroit had taken notice. Chevrolet, typically conservative in design, was beginning to feel pressure to respond. That year, under the guidance of Harley Earl, the legendary GM designer, Chevrolet's design department was quietly working on what would become known as Project Opal. Earl had long dreamed of creating a true American sports car, a two-seater, low-slung, lightweight machine that could capture the hearts of young drivers and car lovers across the country. Although the official Corvette would not appear until 1953, 1952 was a pivotal development year. Engineers and designers were sketching concepts, studying foreign models, and experimenting with fiberglass bodies, a revolutionary idea at the time. Fiberglass was lightweight, rust-proof, and futuristic, offering the perfect material for something truly new. Behind closed doors, a prototype was being imagined with features no other American production car had. A sleek front end, wraparound windshield, and a jet-age dashboard were among the bold ideas taking shape. Chevrolet was trying to reimagine itself, moving beyond the utilitarian and into the realm of performance and design excellence. The climate in 1952 America also helped foster this innovation. Teenagers were falling in love with cars. Car clubs were forming. Racing was growing in popularity. The country had fallen in love with speed. A sports car from Chevrolet wasn't just a good idea. It was beginning to feel like a necessity. Engineers were discussing ways to fit a reliable, punchy engine into a lightweight chassis. At the time, Chevrolet's existing inline-six engine wasn't a powerhouse, but the goal was to match it with an automatic transmission and keep the weight low. The challenge wasn't just performance. It was making the car affordable for the average American. While muscle cars hadn't yet arrived on the scene, Chevrolet understood the emotional connection people were forming with their vehicles. Cars were no longer just transportation, they were self-expression. And the design sketches coming out of 1952's GM studio hinted at something that would soon become a symbol of freedom on four wheels. That on the corporate side, there was some hesitation. Not everyone was convinced that Chevrolet should build a sports car. It was a risk. The company was known for family sedans and practical pickups. But Earl and his team believed in the project deeply, and they pushed forward, knowing that taking risks is how legends are made. By the end of 1952, the Corvette was no longer just a dream. It was becoming a tangible reality. The first concept car was nearly complete. The public wouldn't see it until the 1953 Motorama show in New York, but the men and women behind the scenes knew they were onto something special. Excitement was building. It's important to remember that the Corvette didn't just appear overnight. Its 1953 debut was the result of years of vision, experimentation, and quiet determination. And in many ways, the real birth of the Corvette was in 1952, when the design was refined, the components selected, and the spirit of the car fully imagined. Looking back, 1952 was the calm before the storm. It was the final year of a Chevrolet that didn't yet have a sports car. Within 12 months, everything would change. But in that moment, it was all still potential. Beautiful, thrilling potential. waiting to take shape in steel, fiberglass, and chrome. The American auto industry was on the brink of something new, and Chevrolet was poised to lead the way. The Corvette would not just become a car. It would become an icon, a symbol of American performance and style. But it all began in that quiet, transformative year. The story of the Corvette's prelude is a story of innovation and courage. It's about a group of people daring to dream differently, choosing to challenge what was expected and create something that had never existed before in America's car landscape. Today, when you see a Corvette cruise by, whether it's a '63 Stingray or a modern Z06, you're witnessing the legacy of that 1952 moment. The ambition, the boldness, the belief that America could build a sports car that stood shoulder to shoulder with the world's best. Though this car, Chevrolet Corvette 1952 United States, never existed as a production vehicle, it represents one of the most important years in the car's history. It was the spark that lit the fire, the sketch before the masterpiece. The year that Chevrolet began dreaming big. For fans of classic cars, it's a reminder that history doesn't just live in the models we can drive. It lives in the moments of decision and imagination that brought those models to life. And for Corvette lovers, 1952 is the year the legend began to breathe. Thanks for joining us on this journey through time. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more deep dives into the legends of the road. Until next time, keep your eyes on the road and your heart in the past.